Things are really heating up now. We're already at that time of the year where we have to start potting on the seedlings that we planted last month. I'll take you through the process of what I do to pot on my plants and get a good head start for growing before we put them in the garden. So it's time to start potting up some of these plants. They've got their second leaves, true leaves on them, second set of true leaves on them. So I'm going to take them out of these smaller containers and pot them up into individual pots so that they have more room to grow and develop roots. I'm going to slightly pack them down, not too heavy though. And what I'm going to do is make a hole in here. And this is the romaine lettuce. So the younger you transplant a plant, the less transplant shock it's going to endure. As you can see, the plants are starting to develop some nice roots here. So we're going to gently break apart the plants and try to maintain as much of the soil as possible. Here, let's take some of that out. Try this again. Put a little bit in the bottom. Take these plants and now start putting in more soil around them. I could try to just tease out the plant, and now we can pack it in a little bit. And plant it just up to the bottom of the leaves. And that gives the plant more stability. So now it's got room to grow out, and then we'll water them to really set them in place. So again, just take a little bit of soil into the bottom, firm it up. Take the plant, hold it up. You can hold it by the leaves as long as you're gentle with it and don't be yanking on it. And just try to firm it up around the base of the plant. You don't want to bury the plant. Now the soil that I'm using to pot up the plants is basically the same that I'm using to start the seeds, with two different differences. One is, you can probably see in here, the perlite that I put in, I'm not sifting it. These have the big chunks in it, so it's not a problem. I'm looking for drainage now. And in these bigger pots, you can afford to put the bigger perlite in. And then second, this has the addition of my homemade compost in it. And that's basically the vegetables that I feed to my chickens, and then their poop over the past year. So this is aged compost. It's not fresh from the chicken coop. This has been sitting in their yard for a good year. So there's probably some fresh chicken poop in there, but it's basically well manured or well aged manure. So it shouldn't burn the roots of the plant. But that'll also provide some nutrition for the plants as well as they grow. So I stick the label back in. I'm going to have to get labels for the other three, but got to water them too. This is moist, but I want to water them in to drive out any air pockets. So now Next one we're going to be doing is our golden acre cabbage. Again, they've got the first set of true leaves on them, so they're okay now to plant up. So this will be the same thing. Only one seed is sprouted here in each of these containers, so that's fortunate. And again, they're starting to develop good roots. They just put that in. And brassicas, they like a firm footing. You want to make sure you do press down with brassicas. And you can plant them a little bit deeper too. And they don't mind that at all. And then when these go out in the garden, you can, again, plant them up to the bottom of the leaves, and they'll appreciate that support. And that also helps your plant be supported when it's growing out there. It's to help support the stem. And when you do this, you want to support your plant. You don't want to pull it out, holding on to the stem, because you could easily break it. Just support the plant. And then fill in around it. And then firm it up really good. I mean, you don't want to smash it, but firming it up is fine with brassicas. Because as I said, they like that support. We'll water them in as well. Again, we're trying to drive out any air pockets that are in there. We'll label it and put them to the side. Now with the Copenhagen, not all of these have gotten their first set of true leaves. Like these back here, they still have their cotyledon leaves. So we don't want to transplant these. And it looks like this plant back here is going to end up being sacrificed, so we can transplant up this one here. And that one plant is giving us some really nice leaves. I may just leave that one in there with the other one. Label it and put it into the side. So we got a lot of plants potted up today. Still have more to go in the future when they start producing their own first true leaves. We got some more here, cabbage Copenhagen, that are just shy of being ready. So we'll wait on them. And again, this is what happens when you start growing a lot of vegetables indoors. Suddenly got to start thinking about where you're going to be storing these. So I'm going to move these inside, put them under lights in warmer temperatures. They've all gotten a good watering, and the water, as I said, helps drive out air pockets. Plus, it actually helps minimize the root shock, or the transplant shock, that the roots will go through. So we'll be potting up more of these plants in the days and weeks ahead. And if you'd like to see what we were doing in our garden last week, check out the video right up there, right over my head. And then subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell. That way you'll be able to stay up to date on the progress on all of our vegetables as we try to grow a supermarket in our own backyard. Okay, thanks for watching.